In this video, we will discuss about mandibular forceps. If you haven't seen maxillary forceps video, please see. You can just click on my icon and just see that video because that video there will be a comparison between that video and this video in this. So starting with this video, first I will say the parts of the forceps, that is beak, hinge and handle. Okay, as we say that there are three parts: beak, hinge and handle of an forceps. So, the classification of a mandibular forceps is there are three types of forceps: are anterior forceps, premolar forceps, and are molar forceps, depending upon the teeth. Crown, that is in which the crown is intact and when the teeth is grossly carious. Coming upon to the most important thing that you should answer in your viva. First, you have to identify the instrument. Second, you have to justify. And third is the indication of the instrument you have identified. Coming upon to our first forceps, forceps is an anterior forceps. First, you have to identify by seeing the instrument mandibular anterior forceps. Okay. Why are you saying mandibular anterior forceps? Justify. Why are you saying it's a mandibular anterior forceps? So, for the justification of forceps, you have to say that there is three parts in this. There is beak, hinge, and handle. And why are you saying that is a mandibular forceps? So, as compared to maxillary forceps, the beak and handle of an mandibular forceps are perpendicular to each other. That means they are at a 90-degree to each other as compared to maxillary where there is no degree in each other. That is there is like 0 degree. Okay. And after that you have to comment about the beak, that whether the beaks are round, touching each other, identical, non-identical. So in case of mandibular anterior forceps, as you can see here, that the beak of an forceps is pointy, long, identical, touching each other. It indicates that it is an unpaired instrument. Okay, beak will engage below the siege of the anterior teeth, and you always have to hold it in a palm down position. Okay, whenever you're holding in front of the examiner or any like examiner or your professor, you have to always hold it in a palm down position. Okay, as the name suggests, indication also remains the same, that is, it is used for the extraction of mandibular anterior teeth with intact crown. Plus, okay, there is a twist here that this anterior mandibular forceps is also used for the extraction of mandibular root E6 of any tooth. Okay, of any tooth. In case of maxilla, you have to use bayonet. Coming upon to our next forceps, that is mandibular premolar forceps. So first you have to identify it and say it is a mandibular premolar forceps. And why are you saying premolar? So the basic difference between the anterior and premolar forceps is that are slightly open. As a forceps, basically you have to say that it's a beak, hinge and handle. Why mandibular? Since the handle and beak are perpendicular to each other. The beaks are identical, so it is an unpaired instrument for the extraction of mandibular molar teeth forceps with intact crown. Coming upon to our fourth forceps, that is cowhorn forceps. So, as compared to the maxillary cowhorn forceps, it is identical beaks. Okay, it has two pointy identical beaks. So, have you ever noticed like why the maxillary molars and cowhorn forceps has identical beaks? So, the basic thing, it is only because of the anatomy of the tooth. In case of maxillary, there is three roots in a molar teeth, but when compared to a mandible, it only has two roots, that is mesial and distal. So when these beaks are engaging below the CJ, it engages below the furcation like this. Okay, that's why the beaks are identical. And the important point here is mandibular forceps are unpaired instruments. So First, the identification. You have to say it is a mandibular cow horn forcep. Forcep, why? There are three parts, that is beak, hinge, and handle. Mandibular, since the beak and handle are perpendicular to each other. Beak, identical, long, pointed, doesn't touch each other. It is an unpaired instrument indirectly if the beaks are identical and it engages below the CJ. Indication will be grossly decayed mandibular teeth. Here the twist or the important point you have to remember is when the furcation is intact, then only you can use cow horn forceps. Okay, in case of maxillary also and in case of mandibular also. Thank you for seeing this. If you have gained anything, just like, subscribe, share to your friends and see you again. Okay, bye.